only bit-fuck guy to listen to me. Because I've got 50 of them. Not a one man, woman, or child or entity listened. So he, I'm glad one listened. Fugazi. Smoke. I asked you last night, what is Schweinhund?
I told you about it.
Yeah. Well, say it again.
It's a great motherfucker. I think so.
So I overheard that company that I used to be involved with in Germany. I knew at least one senior executive that called me a Schweinhund. I knew I should have fucking choked him. Anyway, Schwein I knew was pig, but I feel bad about that. I didn't choke him.
Doesn't say, but there's an article in Business Insider about him and a bunch of other people that made a ton of money in Bitcoin, but they don't say how much it is.
Any other of the webinars? You don't know enough. You're going to study.
Wait, if you're going to hold up.
Okay. Any questions? Okay, go ahead.
The property guy.
Which property guy?
I think he was in Austria, or he was an ex-banker. No, it was Swiss.
Swiss.
Yeah, he was really tall. Maybe his name was Don. He had glasses.
No, he's not No, he's a former wealth banker. Okay. That when he said billions, his eyes sparkle. Billions. Yeah. He's still in Switzerland. He's doing property.
Is he actually buying the property or buying the business the property is in? I got confused.
He does both. But he hasn't vertically integrated it like Marcus has, as Anelli's has. He hasn't gotten there yet. And in Switzerland, because there are different cantons, I mean, you cut your deal with taxes when you go to the canton. Canton's like a county, I guess. And so you mitigate some of your risks before you go there because you cut a deal in whatever canton, you can cut the best deal. But I mean, the Swiss are slow. Not slow because they're dumb, but they're slow, just slow. It takes a long time to get things done. And even though we've had successes there, it's not like, I say that the Netherlands is slow. I say that, other countries are slow, but I mean, it's especially slow in Switzerland. But the fastest of the countries around is the U.S. And then there's portions of the U.S. where it's faster. It's slower in the South. It's fastest in New York City. It's fast in the metropolitan areas like Chicago. It's slower in California. It seems that where your brains are baked by the sun too long, like in Florida and California, they're slower. They're not as quick. And the colder cities, where they don't see the sun as often, seem to be more rapid fire. They get stuff done. But, I mean, you can do it, it's possible all over the place. It's all over. And the principles of QLA are alive and well from, 140 years ago. 140 years ago. And we've seen cases here. And now our expert, and I assume that the discounted cash flow was all right, Jorg, because you didn't correct anybody, so it was okay. So, not 100%, but it was good enough. It was good enough for, but that's way too much analysis. I mean, I haven't done analysis like that in 30 years, maybe. But some of you in this room, not necessarily this group, but that have sat in this room have done analysis like this before. And it's one, haven't we? Yes. Yeah.
Not anymore.
Okay, not anymore. And that's why it takes you so bloody long to make a decision. But to me, if there's only a 15% probability of success, when you discount it back, I mean, it's not worth doing. To me, this is just one man's opinion. I mean, because that means there's an 85% chance that it won't happen. And so you're betting on the 15% that you're going to find Facebook. You're buying 15% you're going to find Uber or one of these others. And there's only one Facebook, and well, now there's more than one Uber. There's Lyft, and I didn't know this until just recently. Apparently, there's more than one Uber, but those probabilities are too low for me. But they've been too low even when 40 years ago when I was just getting started, or 50 years ago. And so now, not that I've age risked my portfolio, but I mean, that's why guys in their 70s don't do a lot of investing. And that's why I'm all in cash, because I don't want to even think about the market. Although I've talked more about the market in the last 2 days than I've talked in years, just because. And when the comments on YouTube, there hasn't been one comment about the market crash. Not one. And which is good. And I would imagine the guys that listen to YouTube and watch us on YouTube aren't watching CNBC and Bloomberg's, and they're not interested, Deb, in discounted cash flows and the probabilities and the softer touch about 40%, and we do a swap in the cloud, and then I have 100% of your cash flow, and I bend you over. Oh no, that's not part of it, Yeah. But when you take 100% of somebody's cash flow, guys, just to make sure you understand, you're bending them over. Does everybody understand that? When you're taking 100% of the poor fucker's money, not just today, but for the future, forever, for fucking ever, you're bending him over. Now, see, Deb keeps that part, Yeah, that's in the cloud.
You make it sound so rude.
Yeah. Well, it is. I mean, when you're grabbing your ankles, I can't think of a nice way to put that. But to make him sound it, he should get the Nobel Prize for Peace or something, some shit. But just so we understand where all the risk and all the reward is, just at least that he soft soaped you, and he's just a kid, but he should know. He should know the truth.
He's in my team. So.
Yeah, well, I know that. So, but
he's been Christian.
Yeah, baptism by fire. And again, you're not getting this from any of the other guys or gals. And even though I poke fun at it, it's because they're not doing it. They're not doing it. Not doing it. Any questions on anything?
Well, I guess the schools are definitely not portraying like QLA or what you could do instead of how they do it. Like,
well, they've been teaching this at the schools for decades and decades and decades, and it's the traditional. And now the people that endow these great schools, when Goldman Sachs endows and gives $5 million or $50 million, they're not endowing them to teach a different way than other than Goldman Sachs runs. J.P. Morgan and all the rest. So it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it perpetuates itself forever. I assure you, they're not teaching them the Deb way. They'd call that just rape. If they had a class, how to financially rape. But no, but it's smart. The model, and Deb already knows this, but it's a smart, very efficient way to control cash flow legally, 100% legal. Even though I'm poking fun at it, it's 1,000% on the up and up. But it's shrewd. It's the Carnegie, Rockefeller kind of way. Yeah, question.
I had one question.
You had one. You've had a lot of one questions, like Jorg. What? Are you related to the? You're not related, no, to the Chinese kid.
I was on teach team.
Oh. Okay.
Also, he keeps asking.
Yeah. Go ahead. What is it?
So when you go to accountants, and one of the things I've got is they ask you.
You are an accountant.
Are you a startup? Yeah. I am an accountant. So when they ask you, are you a startup? And I got a good answer for my lady. I'm just wondering. What would be your take?
Yeah. We're a NewCo investment consortium. I didn't use the word startup. I don't like that. But I mean because we are taking investment. Consortium means a big group of amorphous cloud, really, and we're I don't use the word startup. We're a NewCo, but I mean the new funds or the private equity, venture capital, hedge funds when they start, they're NewCos. When a hedge fund and private equity, venture capital start, they have zero capital. They go out and raise the capital over 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. They form a partnership. They hire guys and gals on. They're going to be there from the time of the raising the money to the time of exiting the money. And remember, the best time to get them, not in a negative way, but is when they're starting and when they're exiting, because their investment parameters are probably different than when they've already been out there 2 or 3, 4 years. And they will look more favorably. But we're not looking for private equity money or venture capital money or hedge fund money. The key is a motivated seller, and the key is owner-seller finance. And again, for the 20th time, it's no different than no money down buying houses that has been around forever, except you're not buying houses per se, you're buying companies. But it's the same concept about the no money down, meaning that the seller is going to take back the paper instead of a commercial bank. It's no different. It's exactly 100% the same. And when the motivated seller asks you what that means, and then you can use the analogy about the house. And almost everybody has either seen an infomercial, seen it on television, the various real estate gurus that are on TV that have programs, and books that are been written about no money down houses purchases, and so it's the same formula. Anything else? Okay, in the castle tonight, right? Yeah, in the castle tonight, 7 o'clock, drinks, dinner 7:30, and then tomorrow we're going to go through in addition to any whatever questions you have, we're going to go through the webinars, and then tomorrow night is our graduation dinner, and Jorg is going to give a valedictorian speech. I'm announcing it now early. Verstehen?
No, but...
Is valedictorian translate into German?
What?
Valedictorian is the number one in the class, first in the class.
Du musst eine Abschlusssprache ansprechen. Okay. Das Klassenbeste. Ja.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see you guys dinner.